So Vibe with Ade and Becca Grace just challenged me to do this video. It's called the My First Time Challenge Rave Edition. Welcome. So for today's video, I was tagged by my two beautiful friends, Becca Grace and Vibe with Ade. So thank you, both of you, for thinking of me for this kind of collab challenge thing that we're doing. Really do love and appreciate you guys for thinking of me. But I will also be doing the same as they did to me. I will also be tagging two people. The first person is going to be the Fresh Raver, and the second person is Elevated Nick. Both of you guys don't have to do this video if you don't feel comfortable doing it. But if you choose to do it, you can upload this on your Instagram, your Snapchat, your Facebook, your Twitter, or your YouTube channel. And this isn't just for you too. If anybody's watching this and they want to also participate in the challenge, you may do so. I will post all the questions in the description below. You will also find all of these people's information on the description for this video. Alright, so we're going to start with question number one. So question number one is, what was the first EDM artist that you heard of? So for me, this goes all the way back to when I was a wee little lad. I first heard of the song Every Time We Touch. I think it's that. But it's by Cascada, and at first I didn't actually think that I was listening to EDM. I actually thought I was listening to a different form of pop. And here I am years later, not knowing that I was into EDM way back in the days. So it's actually kind of cool to think back and be like, wow, I actually was listening to a lot of electronic music back then. I had no idea what EDM was back then. I just liked the song and I just overplayed it until my ears bled. So question number two, what was the first show or rave that you attended? So the first show or rave that I attended that isn't a festival was Steve Angelo from Swedish House Mafia. He played at the Hollywood Palladium in California, and if anyone's ever been to that venue, they can vouch that is an amazing venue, and they always have great artists playing there. Highly recommend. So question number three, what was the first festival that you attended? So the first festival that I attended was actually in San Diego in California, and it was called Identity Festival. I don't remember if it was 2011 or 2012, but it was one of those 2 years. And I don't think Identity Festival is a thing anymore. But that was the first festival that I attended. So question number four, who's the first stranger that you met at a rave and then you stayed friends with? So for me, I met Kevin McCoy in 2013, EDC Las Vegas. And I, to this day, still play video games with this guy. We literally will get on the Xbox and just play the heck out of Apex. I am close with his family. He's invited me over for Thanksgiving dinner, for Christmas, for New Year's. That kid is like a brother to me, and it's pretty crazy how the EDM community will bring people like that with you. So it's amazing. Since 2013, we've been really good friends. So question number five. The first time you were adopted by a rave fam at a festival. So the first time, I think, was 2013 EDC Las Vegas as well. I had lost all of my friends at EDC, and my friend Michael Siebert, he kind of took me into his rave fam. He was asking where mine was and how everything was going with me at EDC. I told him that I was lost, I'm kind of just by myself, and he's like, well, tag along with us. And then after an amazing day with his entire rave fam, they invited me to come hang out with him the second day, and I was amazed that people were just taking me in, and I think that's great that this is all part of our scene and in our community. For question number six, what was my first rave outfit? Now, my first rave outfit is a little tricky because it's not really an outfit, but it is what I wore to my first rave. But in my defense, my friend told me we were going to a club, and he lied to me. I had never been to a rave before. So this is what I wore. And that's your typical just going out to the club stuff. Nothing too fancy. But that was what I wore going into a place that I've never heard of. And I think it's crazy how nowadays people kind of go into the EDM scene knowing a little bit more about it. I mean, we make YouTube videos about it now, so like everyone has everything they need to know how to get into the EDM scene without looking completely crazy like I did my first rave. I literally looked like I was going to some Mexican club bar thing, but I'm not ashamed. You know, it's all part of the process of like learning. All right, so question number 7. What was my first embarrassing rave story? So I have tons of embarrassing rave stories, but not embarrassing for me, embarrassing for you, because you guys have to witness this. I will say I kind of feel bad about something that did kind of happen at EDC, Las Vegas 2013. The first time of me going to a huge festival like that, I decided to go too hard, and I kind of just drank myself down into a coma. So when we got to EDC, all my friends left me because they couldn't wake me up. They tried, and I was just gone. So when I wake up, I start heading over to like where the entrance is at. So I'm like la-di-da-di all the way to the festival. And I get to the gate and I'm about to go through security. And I just projectile vomit onto this dude. And dude, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. It was many, many moons ago. I was young and naive. You can't, I'm sorry. But I did projectile vomit onto somebody. And I apologized, and he literally was about to beat me up. So I started running, and then the security guard started chasing me. And then this girl just like grabs my hand. She goes, "Oh my God, I can't believe that happened to you." And she's like, "Come with me, I got you." We were like able to get past all the way to like, you know how EDC, they have like those like the stairs that lead all the way to the top, and they have that tunnel. So we went all the way there, and we went down the stairs, and finally she's like, "I think we're good." We took a couple pictures, we hugged it out, and then, you know, that was, I'm surprised I actually remember that because I'm pretty sure I was blacked out. What was my first light show experience? So my first light show experience was actually when my friend Michael introduced me to his rave fam. And I was like, "Oh my God, what are those, like, why do you wear gloves? Like, you look like Mickey Mouse." And he's like, "No, man, you've never had a light show?" I'm like, "No, man." And he's like, "Well, sit down." I'm like, you know, so I'm like sitting down. And he's like getting ready, you know. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm like, you know, I fucks with it. And then he just started like doing all sorts of weird mumbo jumbo. And honestly, it was cool because it's something I'd never seen before, but like, dude, I was just too drunk to like kind of like comprehend what was going on. I'm just like I dig it, man. I dig it. So question number 9. What was the first EDM set that brought you to tears? So I don't really like, I don't know. I don't really cry during sets. I have cried at probably like 3 times during a set, but it's usually unrelated. Like the first time I cried during a set was 2016 Sun City Music Festival in El Paso. I just sat down and I just started crying. I was dealing with depression. You know, depression hit me hard that year, and I don't know. Maybe it was Seven Lions, because Seven Lions was playing, so maybe I did cry because of Seven Lions, and I'm just blaming it on my like prior depression. I don't know. Never really think about it. Moving on. So question number 10. What was the first candy trade? I did receive a memorable candy piece for the first time for Pop the Dream New Year's Eve 2014. My friend Jordan and we had met at a different rave for OMFG for New Year's Eve prior year. And for that following year, we decided to go to a different festival, and we went to Pop the Dream. And he gave me literally the coolest cuff. So it has a big old Angry Bird face on it right there, and it's just this big cuff, which I then turned into a double cuff, and I wear that thing all the time. I'll put a picture right there. So that's my like most memorable first candy trade. All the other ones I kind of don't really remember them, so like I don't want to like put them as like my first candy trade if I didn't really like give it that much like thought, you know. I guess the moment you loved rave culture, when was that? So I think the moment that the rave culture kind of swept me was kind of when I started to realize that I've made a lot of friends through all the festival experiences that I've had, and people were just willing to accept me into the rave fams and become my lifelong friends, and like this is like my family now. I think that's when like the rave culture just took me away, and I just went with it. Like one of the guys in my recent video once said, he fell down the rabbit hole and there he stayed. And that's me too. It's kind of different because I think most people's responses would be like, oh, the music and stuff. But honestly, to me, it's the connections that we make at these festivals. It's something else. It's something that you'll never see in any other community. And that's what gets me. It's the people. Okay guys, well that's it for my 11 questions for my first time challenge Rave Edition. And make sure to subscribe if you like my content. I'll be uploading, I kind of upload every week if you guys are down for my videos, if you guys like the videos that I'm putting out. And once again, thank you Vibe with Ade and Becca Grace for tagging me in this video. As for the Fresh Raver and Elevated Nick, I know I said you didn't really have to do this video challenge, but you kind of have to do this video challenge, bro. As for everybody else, you guys have a good night. I hope you guys enjoy. Bye.